testing resistance at 32 for a while now. False break. Wait, no. RSI's at 30. Tight build up, 30 to 32. No way. Holy shit. It's coming.
Well, another week, another crisis here in good old the United States. You might be noticing the title, good old freaking diesel fuel is on life support. Or the supply is. And we'll get into that and a lot more. GME had a good day yesterday. I was through the red light today. That was unfortunate, but it was up 10% yesterday?
More than that at one point. I think it closed up 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Touched that 2770 mark. Thought we had a little breakout there.
Yeah. Breakout tomorrow. I mean, what it closed down today? Like a couple cents?
No, today was down more than 5%.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah. People, it's gonna break. You watch.
It's not bad news. So like price is going down. To me, I'm unfazed by the price. It's more, what am I paying attention to right now is short volume. How many shares are being sold short every day? Because if you pay attention to like GameStop headlines, you'll see they're admitting that short interest is high for any stock. It's over 20% right now. How many million shares is that? What do I mean by 20%? Of the outstanding shares, 20% of them are sold short. But our DRS numbers indicate that people are buying and holding. So where's this volume going? When we talked about dark pools last week, it's being routed to the dark pools. You sound crazy, but these are real mechanics in the market.
No,
I think the buy orders are being routed to the dark pools, and they're not affecting the price. And the sell orders are what are showing on the lit exchanges, and that's, I think yesterday, like 61% of all trading volume was sold short. Like how does that make sense if DRS keeps going up and up and up? It really doesn't. And I read something very bullish today. Let me see if I can get it. Give me 2 seconds here. A little more than 2 seconds.
That's okay.
Okay, so this guy explained the relationship between DRS and high short volume. So I'm just going to read this verbatim because I thought it was a good explanation. So let's say you have a company with 0% short volume in a day, but its daily volume is 10 times its outstanding shares. That means that there's a massive amount of day trading going on. Okay. You can day trade shorts just like you can day trade longs. That's in fact what we're seeing. Someone closes a short by buying someone else's short. And where it gets exciting is now what happens when we DRS 100% of the free float, not the total float, the free float. And we'll look at computer shared again. It's a mathematical certainty that daily short volume will be 100%. Because by definition and publicly available data, no one is selling because all those shares would be locked up. And I got a graphic for us to explain that. Therefore, the only sales will have to be shorts. The reason we're seeing insanely high short volume every day is a direct byproduct of DRS. So some bullish analysis for GameStop. Here's that graphic. And this is that image I mentioned in the green room there, Robbie. So I've been explaining when you
Oh, the
directly
green
register
room.
your shares, the green room, yeah. When you directly register your shares, they come out of the DTCC. So this graphic, not super. I mean, this is the way I could get it to fit. So a company issues stock.
Yeah.
There's outstanding shares. The non-outstanding shares are locked up by insiders, by mutual funds, ETFs. Those, it's publicly available data. But when you directly register your shares as purple on the left, those are your registered shares in your name. This orange beneficially owned shares, those are shares held in a broker. So that seed and company, that's that DTCC I keep mentioning, that Depository Trust Seed and Co. So when you're directly registering your shares, they're still outstanding,
Yeah.
but they're not in that pool. They're not able to be lent out. Again, like, does your broker really have your best interests in mind? No, you're the product.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, they're trying to obviously make commission and whatnot, and I mean the good ones are, they're just trying to make commissions, and they're trying to, just get put your money in their pocket. Good old what's it Wolf of Wall Street thing, Wall Street saying. I mean, without the cocaine. I mean,
So just continuing on, talking about brokers maybe not having your best interests in mind. This is a Fidelity Facebook post.
oh Jesus.
Joking about meme stock guy. But I want to find where I can get these socks. The money socks. Those are cool.
I think Fidelity would, better things to spend their money on. But
and just lastly, let's pull up computershared.net and check out how we're doing on the DRS progression. So last week we were last on the 20th.
Yep.
56.45%. Up to 56.68 in not quite a week. So
bad.
still increasing. Still increasing.
That's not bad at all.
So again, those outstanding shares, we're trying to go from all this and lock up all of this remaining. And presumably if that happens, short volume would go to 100%, and then this manipulation cannot be hidden any longer.
No, it can't. One thing, kind of switch gears. I mean, one major development that's happened in addition to the GMEs, huge diesel shortage on the East Coast, and you might be wondering why in God's name are we talking about this? Well, diesel makes the world economy go round and round. I mean, I think they're down to 15 days now? Days of supply on the East Coast now?
Let me just double check that. It's the lowest level since 08. Yeah. Let me see if I thought I read 15 days.
Yeah.
25.
So it's 25 days, right? And not only that, but one of the major companies, Mansfield, they're moving to an alert 4 status. So you're talking about now on the East Coast, literally diesel's up over $1 than it normally would be. If God forbid we're short on diesel and we actually, the tanks run dry, that's a huge problem. And you will feel the effects of that, because how do you think all your stuff from Walmart, Target, and whatnot gets shipped? I mean, diesel makes the world economy go round. It's a big issue. I'm surprised this is not getting more play in the media. But then again, I mean, it is midterm elections.
Well, yeah, the spin is we're releasing oil from strategic petroleum reserves, and this is a good thing because it's going to lower costs. But you got the Saudis and OPEC Plus clapping back and saying, you're just manipulating the market here. You shouldn't be doing this. You need to hang on to those for a rainy day.
Yeah, you do.
And we'll touch on rainy day. That phrase will come up later in the show.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, look, if you're on the East Coast right now, and I just filled up my oil tank yesterday. You know, 900. I think it was like $950 or something like that. Hey, look, I set aside the money. Like I kind of knew this was coming, set it aside, whatever. I'm fine. There's a lot of people who didn't, who I don't know, live out in La La Land, go do whatever they do and whatnot. I mean, it's going to hurt a ton of people, and it's going to be a major kink in the economic chain. It'll probably cause us to go into whatever the so-called economists think is a real recession, but we're already in one now, so good for them. But we're already seeing stress in the heating oil market, and it's not even freaking December. And New York, Connecticut, obviously that's not in New England, but they're a third of seasonal norms. I mean, that's a huge issue.
Not New England, one state over.
I know. It's not only is it a huge issue, but if you didn't lock in your heating oil price, at like $6 or whatever early on in the season, then yeah, it's it's going to be a big issue, because if it goes to the stratosphere, your prices, it's just going to eat up more people's disposable income and whatnot. But I don't think that's the last that we've heard of that issue, to say the least. I mean, it's not good. I'll tell you that much, man.
There's that code red that you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, Alert 4. I've honestly never heard of that in my lifetime. I mean, requiring a 72-hour delivery notice is pretty crazy in my, but I guess here, it's the times that we live in. I mean, they should have used the Strategic Petroleum Reserve for better purposes than what they've been using it to. I mean, shipping it off is not really. I don't think that's going to prove fruitful at all. I mean, heating oil just hit 414 on the NYSE Harbor, New York Harbor. It hit 414 today, and it's starting to go up again, showing no signs of going down. Say that much. I don't really care because, quite honestly, I mean, my price is it's hit what I locked it in at. So, hey, solid win. Told you guys, lock it in.
Yeah.
Just, can't. You should have. If you didn't, it's going to be a problem.
I saw our friend, your friend of mine, Boner Jams, talking oil last night on a Twitter space.
Yeah.
He's bullish, man. Like, Canadian
be.
Oil sounds good.
Yeah, no, he should be. I mean, like, what are they going to do once they can't just drain the Strategic Petroleum Oil Reserve. I mean, and Canada's not pumping. So, I mean, he's right.
Yeah. We don't get into too much politics here, but the midterm elections coming up, the NY governors, Kathy Hochul, she debated Lee Zeldin from the Republican Party yesterday, both running for governor in New York. And I just read through the cliff notes of it. He was tough on crime with her. But he also said that he was, if elected, he would, he said, New York is in business, will be in business, baby, January 1. And he wants to remove some of these fracking bans and get some money for the Southern tier.
Yeah, I mean, big opportunity. I mean, huge opportunity right now. I mean, Trudeau and whatnot. I mean, they're missing out on a huge opportunity to freaking supply natural gas to Europe right now. I mean, it's the probably greatest opportunity in their generation. I mean, they could literally feed Europe and make, add, what was it, like 10 figures to their economy every day. And I mean, hydrogen's great. I'm not, downplaying that, but for God's sakes, it's like, they should. I mean, it's an opportunity they should take advantage of instead of just, kind of going in with the pie in the sky. And it's the same thing with New York. I mean, New York is a great. I mean, I'm no geologist. I have no idea how much oil is in the southern part of New York.
Nor
But-
do I.
Yeah, but
There's some.
some. So hopefully there's a lot. Hopefully someone takes advantage of that. I mean, I did see that. I saw the cliff notes of that debate last night. I mean, it was interesting. Same with Michigan's governor Wilmer saying that Michigan schools are only out 3 months, but let's not go down that rabbit hole. So
Schools here in Syracuse, 2% of 8th graders are proficient at math. Study shows.
Yeah. No, I know. It's
People
crazy,
arguing
man.
about school. Not to get too political. One
Yeah.
last thing though, Biden's coming to town tomorrow. So
Oh, he is?
hopefully my commute home is not terrible.
Yeah, no. I mean, I hope so too.
I had a buddy he was in New Jersey and Biden was down there, I believe last month. And he's like, thanks a lot for increasing my commute like 2 times. So I might take 90 home. I don't know.
Is he taking is he speaking at the Micron thing?
It's about Micron. He's speaking at OCC Onondaga Community College. So I don't know if he's got other plans there or what, but he's definitely going to talk about Micron for sure.
Yeah, no, because I'm just surprised it's like he's speaking. I'm not surprised he's at Micron, obviously, but I'm surprised he's speaking in New York. I mean, there's so many races right now that are so competitive and whatnot.
Right. Well, this one is too.
Oh, it is?
I think it's only a 4% parity between the two.
Oh, no kidding. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and funny enough, I'll leave it at this. The last political thing, I was driving home one day a couple of weeks ago, and there's this digital billboard near Destiny Mall, kind of near, well, not near the mall. It's near the fairgrounds, rather. And it's usually advertising $2.50 domestic beers at the strip club in East Syracuse. But it switched to a different message one day on my way home, and big yellow billboard said "Write in Cuomo," and it's like, dude, Hochul's got like 48%, and Lee Zeldin's got like 44%. So you're dealing with not a lot of share here. Just why are your donors wasting money on that?
Yeah, I mean,
even the Democrats they're done with handsy Cuomo. That's it. That's all. That's it.
No. I mean, the one funny thing about the diesel thing though was like, they didn't. It's not only is it not getting like any play, but I didn't realize this in kind of doing a little research before. I guess like some actual like stations that carry diesel are actually rationing it, so the truckers are actually having to go to like 3 or 4 different stations just to fill their truck, which obviously isn't good for being on time, being and delivering goods and services in a timely manner. I mean, being efficient. That was the word that escaped me. It does make you think though, like and wonder. I mean, how could this could potentially impact Christmas and whatnot if this isn't handled? Because you just can't like dump the strategic oil preserve just to save Christmas for Walmart and Target, as much as they love the United States too. They also like kind of. I'm sure I didn't listen to Bono Jams last night, but I'm sure he hit upon the fact that the United States is now thinking about banning complete offshore drilling, which is not. It's an interesting move during these times.
I think we need to drill because this is like the most barrels that they've released from SPR.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's ever or
it's got to be ever
in a really long time.
Yeah. Also, did you see today? Green energy people probably won't like this. That's okay. But Germany is actually wrecking a wind farm to build coal turbines to produce power.
Really?
Yeah, that came across the wire at work today. It was it upset some people. It made some people laugh. And if you were me on Zoom calls all day, you just kind of said, "Hey, how you doing? All right, cool, sweet." No, I mean, the other thing, which I don't know if you saw, but like housing starts went to hell went to hell this week. You know, and of course, Case-Shiller. I mean, my God, the prices month over month in the 20 major cities. I mean, they went down. It's just a lot of bearish. I mean, the continued bearish signs for the housing market, um, which if you look around, is right. But we don't want to kill all the economic news. Let's hear from our good friend Ken Griffin today.
I did have Ken Griffin, and this is where that rainy day quote or phrase is going to come back. So this is a clip from a month ago, late September of this year. So Ken is talking about how he was advocating for stimulus checks to be sent out to American citizens. They needed it, and he recognized that. And then in the same vein, complains that those stimulus checks are really like, where does that money come from? Well, you're really just borrowing it from future generations, our great grandchildren. And we can talk and read between the lines after the clip, but let's listen to our old friend Kenny G.
Much of that early in the pandemic completely justified. I mean, I was in the White House in March of 2020, and we were talking about the fact that literally millions of Americans were about to lose their jobs. And I was pounding the table pretty hard that we had to put checks in the hands of American households because otherwise people were going to go without food. I mean, you and I both know the numbers in the average savings account in our country. People have not saved enough money for a rainy day. Mm-hmm. And I give great credit to the administration for moving aggressively to get those early stimulus checks out to make sure that nobody in this country went hungry in the start of that pandemic. But we just kept sending checks under one program after another program, in the last administration, in this administration, that deluge of money handed to households, which we borrowed from our great-grandchildren, to be clear. The surge in the federal deficit has just been, it's been equivalent to winning World War II. It's been incomprehensible.
So what's he really saying? We needed to put checks in the hands of American citizens. Why? Because they were all going to lose their jobs in March of 2020. And for our two listeners out there, if you don't know who that guy is, that's Ken Griffin. He runs the largest hedge fund on the planet, Citadel. And he was the wealthiest man in Illinois till Citadel moved to Florida. I believe he's the wealthiest man in Florida now. Yeah, if we didn't put money in the hands of U.S. citizens, he's one of the first people that eat the rich. You talk about his penthouse is going to be, they're going to be knocking down his door. And then he's upset that we kept sending checks and people kept buying stocks that he was short on, and it fucked him. That's read between the lines.
No, I know. I mean, March of 2020, and I think the first 3 weeks of like the national lockdown, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it was just such a crazy. It's just absolute bananas.
I mean, the last stimulus check that I got was before that real big, I call it the sneeze, but others will call it the GME squeeze. That all happened before then.
Yeah.
So people were able to, if you had some savings, or maybe not dumping the entire check into stocks, but a lot of people did spend those stimulus checks on stocks.
Oh, well, it was nothing to do. What were you gonna do? Like, if you watch, freaking, Joe Tiger. I mean, wife and I eventually did watch Joe Tiger, but what were you gonna do with your time?
Tiger King?
Oh, Tiger King, yeah. What the hell's?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, watched it some Sunday afternoon. I forget.
Never did get that federal pardon.
Yeah, I know. It's really sad. Not really. It's definitely. This is not financial advice. I need to get that
Joe Exotic. Yeah.
Yeah. Views expressed by Stock Talk Live don't our views of the five. No, but there was no. There was honestly no people didn't really know what to spend their money on. Everyone was really just sitting at home. A lot of people, except if you lived in Florida. They didn't shut down. So But it is sad though. I mean, how that whole Ken's mad because his freaking hedge fund took a couple losses off of like. But I mean, I think that's where the whole Wall Street bets and that whole phenomenon came about. They had the money and they just bought up all this stuff.
Oh, Wall Street Bets was around before then, to be
Yeah,
clear,
still,
but
yeah,
they did. I mean,
they had a huge capital infusion. Though.
They're calling them stimmies. When's that next stimmy coming?
Some of those guys were mad that the last one wasn't like 2,000 instead of
right.
It was like 1,400.
Yep.
I don't know.
Speaking of losing money, I found this clip from CNBC. I don't know if this is how you pronounce his name, Hassan Minhaj. I think he's a comedian.
Yeah.
But this one slips through before they could kick him off. I think this was pretty funny. Hassan Minhaj.
I do. By the way, I don't like how you guys couch language on this show. You guys will use words like retail investor. I don't like that word.
Do you feel like, are you a retail investor?
No, I am.
You are that? Are you
by the way, you guys are journalists. It's the same way they used to write about rap music. They called it urban music. I'm like,
what do you want?
Retail investor,
Sucker?
Urban music. You're saying the same thing. Poor people. I get it.
Oh,
I know what you're saying. You've seen this, Joe, when they
No. Do you invest yourself?
Oh, I've lost a lot of money watching this show.
Oh,
yeah.
by the way,
I'm glad they snuck that in there because
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have. There's no doubt about that.
The inverse Kramer effect is a real thing.
No, it is. I don't know. Did you see Alibaba when he recommended it was at 300, now it's like 60 or something?
I haven't been in on them. I remember when I was first getting into trading, I wanted to buy Alibaba, but this was when Scott Trade was still around. They wouldn't let you buy into an IPO unless like I needed a lot more money in my account. I was working part-time at Wegmans.
Yeah. No, I mean, what was it? No, I mean, he is right. That was a good job. It's a real shame they couldn't edit that out. Sorry.
Yeah. Or throw on some music or
put the elevator music on.
Yeah, suddenly go to break. Technical issues again.
Yeah. I think, I think one of the things that is happening though is like not with the election, but just with a lot of the headline economic numbers, is some stuff is finally starting to get in the mainstream. I mean, a month ago or two, you would not hear about like the housing problems in housing and the declines in prices. Now you are. You're also, starting to hear about factory activity. I think it was the US PMI was at like 47 this week. I think it came out on Monday. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, economy's not exactly cruising in the right direction. And it's obviously not, some of it's getting buried for political reasons. We all know that, but I don't think it's gonna, even like I was talking to someone at work today. Even if the GDP print is positive, I mean, it's going to be negative in the fourth quarter because everyone's going to get doused with, their energy bills and electricity and whatnot. I mean,
that's right. Tomorrow's going to be spicy. We get GDP tomorrow.
Yeah, GDP.
And Credit Suisse reports earnings tomorrow.
Yeah, they're selling their securitized asset firm to what's it called? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know they are selling it to somebody else. Once I want to write it down, but what are you gonna do?
Securitized Products Group.
Yep, they're selling to
Apollo, PIMCO.
Yeah, PIMCO and Apollo, yeah. Which is it's not surprising. I mean, why not? They need the money, and that's just to keep the core business. I mean,
I thought they had strong liquidity. That's what I was told.
I know, definitely strong as it's pretty strong. That's why you're selling off buildings for half a 50% loss, and you're selling securitized assets. It's a sign of good liquidity right there. It'd actually be interesting to see what the market does tomorrow in response to that.
I was surprised it was up today. Alphabet and Microsoft down.
Alphabet had terrible earnings today. or yesterday. Or
A lot of people are with those two big ones. A lot of people are saying Apple, you're the next man up.
I don't know, man. I mean,
I think Apple reports this week, right?
they must. I think they do. I mean, I know Microsoft had a terrible. They didn't have a good quarter. And Facebook got freaking killed. I mean, because at least after hours they created 20%.
10:27 after market close. Apple.
Was that tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow. They always do it on a Thursday. I don't know why. By the way, I love how props to the, people are already doing rumors about, United States isn't going to hike interest rates 0.75 because Canada only did 0.50. I mean, come on. Powell's not going to get out of here. Powell's not going to walk that line. He's just going to, oh, come on. Powell's got a glass of Woodford Reserve and just be like, rake that up to freaking 0.75. There's no way he's going to follow the Bank of Canada. I mean, not in this lifetime, Holmes.
I know, and I actually didn't even do my homework reading the dollar end game. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry about
I
it.
had one less day. I would have done it tonight, I swear.
No, I know. I mean, no, there's no way Powell's going to, follow the Bank of Canada's lead. There's no way. Because the thing is, if he doesn't raise it, he raises it 0.50, then everyone's going to say he's like compromised institution. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, everyone's pounding on his door to freaking stop this, supposedly the shenanigans, but there's no way. That's actually, might as well make that Raw Review's next prediction. 0.75, here we go, November, done. Knock it down. What day is it? 26th? All the viewers out there, want to play the Fed futures market, go right ahead. You can pay a heating oil bill. Well, probably not, but it's all right. What are you going to do? I don't think the GDP is going to come in negative tomorrow. I actually think it's going to come in like positive by like 0.4. I mean,
still isn't good.
Oh, it's terrible. You kidding me? What is it supposed? I mean, what is it supposed to?
GDP prediction.
What for tomorrow? Oh God, dude! In the election, dude, it's going to come in something stupid. I like Market Watch because they do the 51. Yeah, 7 point. Yeah. They have it at 2.3. Yeah.
We'll see.
About that. We'll see. Yeah, I was going to say. I don't know. I don't know.
I had one from yesterday. Per CBS, U.S. home prices could fall as much as 20% next year.
I actually believe that wholeheartedly.
And did you send me this the other day? Credit card debt in the U.S. hits all-time high of $930 billion per the Federal Reserve.
What day was that? I probably did.
2 days ago.
Oh, that's good. At least. Yeah, I read about that. I mean, when you have people that are that maxed out, and high interest rates, inflation, and whatnot. I mean, it's a pretty big issue. That's why I don't understand how the third quarter, all of a sudden, in a rising interest rate environment, you can get GDP growth of 2.3%. That really doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I realize not everything's gonna, I mean, not everything has to make sense, but the Fed's been raising like crazy for months now. I don't know how you would be 0.7, be 2.3. It just doesn't make any sense, especially with creating product, factory manufacturing overseas and whatnot, and factories shutting down. I know that's not technically us, but the ripple effects of that would probably be a big deal.
Seen a lot of headlines for global financial crisis, global energy crisis. It's not just here. It's not just in the EU.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's something on Twitter. The people of Moldova were rioting yesterday due to high energy prices and
couldn't tell you where it is.
What, Moldova?
Yeah.
It's in I know it's in Europe. I think
So near France?
no. It's actually south of Ukraine. I think it borders Ukraine. They had passionate riots yesterday. Well, not passionate. I mean, they were just
It's
rioting.
between Ukraine and Romania.
Yeah. And then
What was I
the-
thinking of? Monaco.
It's all right.
Bad mix up.
Oh,
Not a geography major.
No, not at all. I mean, it's okay.
Cartographer.
Cartographer.
Studies maps.
Oh, okay. Well, makes sense. What was I gonna say? Did you So what do you think's gonna happen at I mean, not GME, but like, did you see Bed Bath and Beyond today? That wasn't that down like 10%?
Yeah, after yesterday it ran up 20 something percent,
I don't know.
which still only got it to about $5.
I know. So it's a good
I don't
average
know,
down.
I think that that Carl Icahn, I think that's not a bad prediction. It's bold. I think a lot of people, again, read between the lines.
Yeah.
It makes sense. We'll see.
Oh, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen in this crazy world, folks.
I'm just gonna, whenever I can, I gotta take my car in for repair tomorrow.
Oh, you
But
do?
yeah, depending on how bad that sets me back, getting some more GME soon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I plan to buy directly through ComputerShare. I could go into Fidelity and buy through them, and then call them up and transfer it. You can just do it through ComputerShare and then save a little hassle, I guess.
Yeah. What do you haven't done with your car? Or
There's a weird sound coming out of the engine, like scraping, when I fire it up, and it goes away like shortly after, like I get it in motion, and it'll return. But I haven't experienced it in Gears 5 and 6. So pretty much anything over 45 miles an hour, I don't hear the scraping and grinding bad noise out of the engine. So I don't really know what it is. I can feel it like through the shifter and like in the clutch too. So I don't know what is grinding in there.
Yeah.
So there's a shop down the street from work. Just drop it off in the morning and hopefully it's done at night.
Yeah, no, definitely should be. Can you believe Elon?
I wanted to talk about this.
Yes, I mean, no, it was really weird. I mean, waking up this morning, you see Elon Musk basically in the Twitter headquarters.
Oh, he was. I didn't get the significance of carrying a sink, because he's bringing it in. So he's bringing the sink in. I thought it was like a joke, like clearing out everything in the kitchen sink. I don't know.
So there's a lot of people on Twitter right now, or who work for Twitter, who basically, the common belief that they will all walk, or a lot of them will walk. So basically, Elon.
Go ahead, you're expendable.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I don't want to say that to people, but yeah, just
They wrote a list of demands.
Yeah, I saw that. That was very interesting. Usually a new boss comes around, especially Elon Musk, who doesn't really care. Guys who got plenty of money and whatever. I mean, Silicon Valley has plenty of talent.
How about instead of providing a list of demands for new management, like you go look for another job? You had plenty of time.
No, I know.
Now you're gonna put up a big stink when you get laid off. What? Like, I don't know if California is a right to work state, but in New York, you can get fired for anything. If you like the wrong football team, boss doesn't like it, and they can fire you.
I don't think California is a right to work.
Remember that from business class.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident Cali is not a right to work state. I don't think they are.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. No, but I mean, Elon, it's going to be really interesting what he does with the platform. I mean, I know he made that overture to Portnoy and whatnot about like how with the bots and everything. It. I mean, obviously he's going to have his team of people in there. It's gonna it's going to be slow just because obviously he's going to face resistance from a lot of people and whatnot who do not necessarily agree with him. And it'll take him time to get his management team in there. But I mean, if you really think about it, Twitter's really going to be peeled back like an onion on how it really works and what they shadow ban and what they don't. And and I don't think that onion's gonna be peeled in a day. I mean, I think we all know that. But I think over time it definitely will be. And you'll see all the stupid, not stupid. I mean, maybe someone will have some truth, but like, Elon chaos and Twitter. Elon's terrible to work for, and like, yada yada yada.
The guy sleeps in the Tesla factory when he's got to get stuff done.
I know.
He also sleeps on his friends' couches, but
we've all done that.
yeah, wasn't that was last year, right? When he came out and said, "I don't own a house."
I mean, we've always had a place to go, but I mean, we've
Right.
all,
Yeah. Well, him laying off, he wants to lay off about 75% of Twitter employees. I watched a video on
some of them
Twitter.
want to leave. I think he thinks 75% are going to leave.
Oh, in the letter of demands, Elon Musk's plan to lay off 75% of Twitter workers will hurt Twitter's ability to serve public conversation.
I mean, I don't really think like Twitter's. I mean, conversations just kind of like. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I watched this video of some girl that works at Twitter, and she was going over her day, and it's like, I had a meeting, so I booked it in this noise proof pod. I went and had lunch. Look at how good lunch looks, and played foosball with my friends down here, and had to have our afternoon coffee, so we got espresso, and then winding down the day. Look, we got wine on tap, and we closed out the day. We went up to the rooftop and we played cornhole. It's like, did you do any actual work?
Yeah, I know.
You had a meeting in the morning. That's it. Not here's my desk. It's my office where I actually did something. But yeah, their office sounds like a big playground, almost like a daycare. And I think he said that it was like a Bloomberg headline today. He said Twitter employees can work from home, just not for Twitter.
Elon. Well, he's just making friends left and right. I mean, I think
butts and seats. A lot of bosses like that.
Yeah, no, they do.
I want to see butts and seats. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I mean, financially, I think. But the thing is like, in this kind of an area where people want, people want the butts in the seats, fine. But so what's going to happen when it costs so much to heat that freaking building?
Right. Yeah.
And
employees start complaining about fuel costs to get to work.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're only heating your building, I mean, some of the European office buildings are only going to be heated to like 60 degrees. And maybe
I keep a jacket. I keep a jacket at work.
Yeah, I don't know.
This bald head, I get cold.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I need to bring a jacket, but I just haven't. I just think that, like some of these like costs of the offices. I mean, look, if natural gas goes freaking parabolic and heating oil goes parabolic, and that's kind of a problem. I mean, how many of these people are going to feel like, hey, look, I don't feel like paying my heating or electricity or whatever bill. Like, work from home, cut you a check. Like, and there are some firms that in the financial industry that did do that during the pandemic. Some of the odd firms. Yeah, some of the odd firms did. I know that for a fact. Or they just told their employees just work from home. I think it was PwC and E&Y that kind of come to mind.
And just for the listeners, something educational talking about natural gas. If you see LNG in the news, any headlines about LNG, that's liquefied natural gas.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's... It's gonna be a topic. Although
I
supposedly,
saw it. I didn't know what it was, so trying to teach.
well, absolutely. I mean, I wonder. I mean, with that's what I mean. I'm wondering what is actually just gonna happen to like energy and natural gas. Although supposedly, like the natural gas tanks in Europe now are full, so I don't. Who knows? Like,
Again, Germany paying their citizens for December's bill already. Their
yeah,
energy bill, that is.
no, I know. They I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a tough winter, but we'll all get through it. You know. Well, first we gotta get through the election first. I mean, then we'll figure it out. You know. From there. I mean, you know, that's one thing. The political ads, the amount of money that's being spent on this is just ridiculous. It must be a boon to the freaking the television stations right now.
I only watch TV for football.
Well, you know, I watch the news. I have it on. I mean, you know, every other ad,
Yeah, I watch CNBC, but I watch it on the internet.
yeah. Well, every other ad is like vote no on question 1. It goes too far. Vote yes on question 1. Vote no on question 2. Like vote yes on question 2. Like
Oh,
you know,
yeah. I actually sent some
Yeah.
bad news to our friend VD just before the show.
well, what
Saw
happened?
that Governor Gavin Newsom's against legalizing online sports betting in the state of California.
What a fucking idiot! What a moron!
Said it's going to create
Smart.
homelessness. Said it's going to
What?
promote underage gambling. And I even asked him, I'm like, so if you live in a state that it's not legal to bet online on sports,
Yeah.
let's say you get a VPN and you spoof your location to a legal state and you want to play there, that's not going to fly. You might get a bet or two in, but you're going to get caught quick. And I feel like spoofing your age is even more difficult.
Yeah. I mean,
They're going to know if you're 17 or whatever, if they're going to make it 18 or 21.
21 or whatever. I mean, you know, not to go like Gavin Newsom has a lot more pressing issues to worry about than that. By the way, Gavin, if you want to talk, hit me up on Twitter. Gladly
Yeah,
have a discussion.
How many Californians drive to Las Vegas to place bets? Like, keep
5
that
hours.
revenue.
It's
Keep
5
that
hours from San
revenue in your
Diego.
state. That's
It-
that was the big thing with New York.
Yeah.
Is like $8 billion is just lost to New Jersey because people just go there.
It's literally hit the post. It's literally 5 hours to Vegas from freaking driving.
That's a hike.
Oh, whatever, dude. It was fine. I mean,
Well, if you're gonna spend the weekend in Vegas or a couple days in Vegas,
yeah.
I wouldn't drive 5 hours to put in a sports pick.
No, but I mean, yeah, but like a hotel room, you know, it's like $60. I mean, some places, you know, you can make a night of it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not that you should be, you know, I'm not advocating this is the way you should live your life. You know, get all banged up and, you know, wake up the next day and go, you know, drive 5 hours to a $60 hotel. It's really not, you know, probably not going to do too many good things for you. You know, you can do that on a daily basis or bi-weekly basis for that matter. But, you know, I just think Newsom has a lot better things to care about.
I thought I sent him something before. Yeah, just a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, the DraftKings CEO said he's anticipating California betting approval in 2024.
I think he probably thinks that.
So not for 2023, but
He probably thinks that because he thinks Newsom will get voted out.
could be.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know in Mass, I mean, it's a freaking albatross. I mean, they're making this like, you know,
What does that mean?
just a mess.
Oh,
Basically, like you're not going to be able to you're going to be able to like place maybe bets on the Super Bowl by the time, but you know, obviously like by
yeah.
February.
Okay.
And then like what's it called? FanDuel and DraftKings are not going to be available till next March or this coming
Right.
March. I mean, come on. You
I know albatross is a bird, and it's what they call scoring 2 on a par 5.
Yeah, I mean, might have just misspoke that word. You know, there's another thing. And this is Stock Talk Live, not use proper words for the the thing here. Actually, I'm gonna look up the word albatross. I mean, what the hell? It's probably. I mean, I probably used it completely wrong. But what are you gonna do? An albatross. Yeah, it's a white seabird. So, well, whoops. Happens to the best of us. I will say this though. You know, for when California is missing out on a huge opportunity. I mean, especially if like Oregon and like I know in Arizona, I don't know the laws over there, but I mean, it's a hop, skip, and a jump for a lot of residents, over the border.
I don't know about online sports betting, but they definitely have. You can bet on sports there.
Right in Arizona.
Yeah, they got a really big casino out there, Talking Stick.
Yeah.
Huge poker room there.
Yeah, I've been to Casino, Arizona out there. I went in 2004 when I saw the Pats with Sully and Barica. It's good times.
I think the Ameristar Casino is out there too. Let me check.
Yeah. Man.
Ameristar Blackhawk. Oh no, it's in Denver.
Yeah,
Sorry. But they follow me on Twitter, so.
Oh, that's nice. That's it. It's amazing how you are starting to see it though, like I mean a little bit the kind of getting the housing back in the last 8 minutes here. You're starting to see major price cuts happen everywhere on a lot of homes, locally and like nationally. It's starting to happen. Like even where I live in Weymouth. I mean, starting to see like $40,000-$50,000 price cuts like weekly on homes.
These two shitheads that live next door to me, they just bought a house.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they're moving out. They better be the fuck out of here by Halloween.
Well, why by Halloween?
You got to be the dumbest. You got to be the dumbest person ever to have the keys to a house and pay for another month of rent.
Oh, I mean, God, were they loud or are they just like jacking?
Oh yeah, very. And it's worse now because most of their stuff is out of the apartment, so there's no deafening, no sound absorption by the furniture.
Yeah, we have two idiot neighbors who not on my direct street, but a street over.
I'm hoping they move out Saturday or Sunday morning. Just a couple things left in the apartment, I'm thinking. And then we can have, I announced it on Profit Picks at 6. I do have to hit the post from Friday to Sunday evening. So I'm hoping that this will be the first hit the post with no noisy neighbors around. We'll see.
We'll see what happens, It's like, you just never know these days. You just never know.
My buddies are like, and we're off of stocks right now. And my buddies are like, what would be your ideal tenant to move in next door? I'm like, I don't know, somebody who's bedridden, someone who doesn't have a subwoofer.
I know, those things drive me nuts. It's like those things. Just
the home theater, yeah, it's shaking the wall.
No, I know.
I'm just complaining.
Yeah,
it's almost over.
Yeah. What, living next to the tenants or Stock Talk Live? Or both?
Yeah.
No. Damn.
I'm hoping this GameStop saga is almost over. Just keep DRSing, man.
I think it will be. I've
seen some posts on Superstonk that some of these guys have a wild amount of shares. Saw a dude with like 4,000 yesterday. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think a lot of people have gotten caught up in like what you would call like winning.
Well,
So
some
try-
people, somebody broke it down. It's like if you take the total number of subscribed users to the Super Stunk subreddit and you, it's number of shares divided by that, their number of remaining shares in the free float divided by how many Super Stunk users, it's only like 300 shares per person.
Hmm.
I don't think I'll be able to buy 300 more shares. Because that's like $6,000, but there's some guys that they'll make up the difference.
Yeah, especially. I mean, yeah. Once taxes and all that stuff come, tax returns and whatnot come back, and people start throwing money towards it.
Excited. A little
I think
Christmas
everyone-
money, Christmas bonus.
Yeah. I know. I mean, economy's not going to go to hell, but it's not going to. I know we don't get our bonuses till January, so
1 month in arrears.
yeah, basically, yeah, it's not bad.
Never want to rely on your bonus to pay for stuff. It's called a
Yeah,
bonus. Well, just trying to. That is financial advice.
that is financial. Well, it's smart financial advice. It is. It is definitely. It's definitely good financial advice. A lot of idiots who,
I used to a previous role of mine at work. I was responsible for paying people's bonuses, and if you fuck up and you send the wrong amount or they don't get it at all, people are pissed. They got to wait 2 weeks to get the next check. It's like I was counting on this money. It's like it's a bonus, and it's not guaranteed to come.
No, I know. I mean,
So I sleep at night.
yeah. What was I gonna say? Well, we're bumping up against the hour mark here on Stock Talk.
I know. We had 1 day short. I think. Are we going to move forward with Wednesday nights at 8?
Yeah, I think Wednesday night today. I think it's the new time. I think it works.
Wednesday
out,
at 8. So we'll have a full week in between.
Yeah,
I got to read Dollar Endgame if I can this weekend.
and
Um,
and if anything massive happens in the market, like the whole market goes.
Oh,
to
we'll be
hell,
on.
We'll be
We'll be
on.
on.
So don't worry. We got you covered through all these crazy economic times. And also, if we have a massive blizzard here in Massachusetts and the New England area, the Robbie V, the Robbie V hour will be out covering all the weather that you need. So it's all good, But I think there's only one thing left to do.
That's to pump it up.
Pump it up.
See you next time.
See you later.
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.